many Bitcoiners, the World Economic Forum represents an institution that they want to create an alternative to. So you'll be hard pressed to find a Bitcoiner, but I did find one. We've got Jaime Leverton. She's the CEO of Hut 8 Mining. Jaime, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here, and it's been an incredible week in Davos.
So as I was saying, for Bitcoiners, they try to stay out of the WEF, but you're here, so tell me why.
Well, look, Hut 8 is a publicly traded company. We are listed on the TSX as well as on the NASDAQ. We are subject to regulation. We're subject to audit. We have to work closely with government on both sides of the border. And we think it's really important that we get ourselves, our narrative, into the rooms where critical decisions are being made that affect us and affect the industry.
Getting your narrative in there, are they receptive? What has been the reception?
We do a lot of work at home as well, working with government at all levels, and they are receptive. We find that there's a willingness to learn about the industry. We find one-on-one meetings much more effective, where people can ask questions. I think it's a bit daunting and intimidating. They can be a bit afraid of the technology, and so I think one-on-one conversations really help break down those barriers and educate them on really what we think is the infinite possibility when it comes to not just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin mining. Because the promise of Bitcoin mining as it works to help stabilize grids and drive innovation into renewables and new sources of power generation right at the site, which has previously been incredibly difficult to find a use case for that's self-funding. I think that promise is really, really important for people to understand.
Okay, I want to break that down because I spoke with Anthony Scaramucci yesterday, and he said the folks here hate us. They hate crypto right now, but you would disagree that at least they're open to it. I've been hearing a lot of talks about CBDCs and stablecoins.
Yeah, CBDCs and stablecoins are certainly a hot topic here. I think we're challenged by the news cycle that's surrounding the industry right now. That news cycle is about failures of centralized exchanges. It has nothing to do with blockchain technology. It has nothing to do with Bitcoin. But unfortunately, we are facing those difficult headwinds with what is playing out in the media with respect to our industry.
So you're saying that they are receptive to sustainable mining, the environmental progress that Bitcoin mining could present?
Once they understand that part of the business, I think there's a very, very broad lack of understanding, and those conversations just aren't happening enough.
All right. Meanwhile, we do see Bitcoin rising at about $21,000. Last I checked, good for business?
Yes, it's obviously good for business. Bitcoin moving up about 20% over the last couple of weeks helps miners from a margin perspective for sure, but we are seeing hash rate go up as well.
But it's been a tough time for miners.
It's absolutely been a tough time for miners. 2022, we had languishing Bitcoin prices, all-time hash rate highs, and an energy crisis. So certainly a challenging time. I think for us at Hut 8, we are in the fortunate position of having a diversified business. We've always taken a balance sheet first approach to the business, so we have a fortified balance sheet and very low leverage.
Diversified in what?
So last year we diversified the business by we purchased a high-performance computing data center business that's uncorrelated to Bitcoin mining or the crypto industry in general. So we have 5 data centers across Canada that offer colocation, cloud, managed services solutions to all industry participants, and we're using that platform to build out new products and services that are unique for the Web3 ecosystem as well.
We have seen some bankruptcies, some restructuring in the mining industry. I'm thinking of Compute North. What level does Bitcoin have to be at? How low does it have to go before we see potentially more miners going bust?
I don't think that question is really more about leverage. I think what we've seen, the people that have really struggled in this cycle have been people that took a lot of leverage on in the bull market to expand operations. Or
let me put it another way: how low does Bitcoin have to go before Hut 8 gets into trouble?
Again, difficult question. Okay. because we have a diversified business model. We have fiat-based revenue streams that aren't tied to Bitcoin mining specifically, and we have a very robust balance sheet. I think, as you know, we have over 9,000 self-mined Bitcoin on our balance sheet. It's all unencumbered. We're the only Bitcoin miner that hasn't sold down our Bitcoin stack or encumbered the stack in this bear market.
All right. We're also hearing news that Genesis DCG, a bit of trouble there. If the last domino has not fallen yet in this crypto contagion, where does this industry go? And how low could Bitcoin go?
It's really difficult to say. I think the industry has priced in that risk. The DCG Genesis noise has been out there for many weeks now. I think I don't know for sure if it will have another leg down on the back of it, but certainly it's a well understood risk that a lot of people believe it is accounted for.
Mm-hmm. Predictions for 2023?
I think 2023 is going to be a challenging year. I hope we'll see a bit of recovery in the Bitcoin price as the macro environment improves a little bit, particularly in the U.S. But really, we're focused on using the opportunity to continue to build and grow our business, and we feel very grateful that we have the opportunity to do that.
A forecast for Bitcoin?
I don't forecast Bitcoin.
Okay, in at least in terms of where the narrative goes, because surprisingly, Bitcoin, it has fallen quite a bit from all-time highs of $69,000. But where does it has stabilized?
Yes.
So where does it go from here?
I think it finds its legs, and if it follows the cycle that it normally follows, the halving is about 17 months away, and typically the halving creates the supply shock that kicks off appreciation in the price of Bitcoin. So, given that that's a cycle that we understand well, I think it's fair to expect something to repeat in a similar fashion.
All right, Jaime Leverton, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
That was Mining CEO Jaime Leverton.